My name is Marcus Holloway, and I'm 47 years old. 3 months ago, I threw a graduation party for my twin daughters, Emma and Sophie. We invited everyone, family, friends, neighbors, their entire senior class. I gave a speech about watching them grow up, about being proud to be their father, about the day they were born changing my life forever. Then my ex-wife's sister got drunk and said 5 words in front of everyone that shattered my entire world. Too bad they're not yours. A DNA test 3 days later confirmed it. I'd raised another man's children for 18 years. I'd changed their diapers, taught them to ride bikes, paid for their braces, their college applications, their prom dresses. And none of it was real. But what destroyed me wasn't the betrayal. It was finding out who their real father was, and realizing my entire marriage, my entire family, had been built on a lie that everyone around me had known about for years. Let me take you back to May 2025, to a backyard in Austin, Texas, and the party that ended the life I thought I knew. The twins were graduating from Westlake High School. Honor students, both of them. Emma was going to Northwestern for journalism. Sophie had a full ride to UT Austin for engineering. I was so proud I could barely function. We'd been planning this party for months. My ex-wife Diane and I, divorced for 5 years, but still co-parenting like champions, or so I thought, had split the costs and the planning. Her house had the bigger backyard, so we held it there. 150 people showed up. Classmates, teachers, relatives from both sides of the family. I'd rented a taco truck, hired a DJ, bought a ridiculous amount of sheet cake. I stood on the deck at 7 p.m. with a microphone, slightly drunk on Corona, looking out at my daughters laughing with their friends. And I gave the speech I'd been rehearsing for weeks. 18 years ago, I became a father to 2 tiny, screaming babies who wouldn't sleep and wouldn't stop crying. I was 29 years old and terrified I was going to break them. People laughed. The twins groaned affectionately. But somewhere between the diapers and the driving lessons, between the science projects and the soccer games, I figured it out. Being a dad isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up. And Emma and Sophie, you two made showing up the easiest thing I've ever done. I raised my beer. To my girls, I'm so damn proud of you. Everyone cheered. Emma and Sophie ran up and hugged me, one on each side, the way they'd done since they were little. Love you, Dad, Emma said. Love you more, Sophie added. I held them tight. Everything in my world was exactly where it should be. Then Diane's sister Lauren walked up to the deck. Lauren was 43, perpetually single, perpetually bitter about it. She'd had too much wine. I could see it in her eyes, that glassy look people get right before they say something they shouldn't. That was beautiful, Marcus, she said, words slightly slurred. Really beautiful. Thanks, Lauren. Too bad they're not yours. The music was still playing. People were still talking. But everything around me went silent. What did you say? She blinked, swayed slightly. The girls. Too bad they're not actually yours. Someone near us stopped talking. Then someone else. Diane appeared out of nowhere, grabbing Lauren's arm. Lauren, you're drunk. Let's get you some water. Lauren pulled away. He deserves to know, Dee. He's been living a lie for 18 years. The deck was silent now. 20 people staring. Emma and Sophie were standing at the bottom of the steps, frozen. What is she talking about? I said quietly, looking at Diane. Diane's face went white. Marcus, not here. Not now. Please. What is she talking about? Lauren laughed. Bitter mean? You really don't know? Jesus, Diane, you never told him? Shut up, Lauren. Diane's voice was shaking. Told me what? I was gripping the microphone so hard my knuckles were white. Lauren looked at me. The twins aren't yours biologically. Diane was already pregnant when you two got married. She lied about the timing. You've been raising another man's kids this whole time. The microphone fell out of my hand. Hit the deck with a sharp crack of feedback. Emma started crying. Sophie just stared at me, mouth open. Diane was trying to pull Lauren away, but Lauren wasn't done. And everyone knew. Your parents knew. Her parents knew. The whole family's been lying to you for almost 2 decades. Then she stumbled off the deck and threw up in the bushes. The party was over. People left quickly, quietly, avoiding eye contact. The twins went inside with some of their friends. Diane stood in the backyard, arms wrapped around herself, crying. I sat on a deck chair and stared at nothing. My brother Kevin came over, sat down next to me. "Is it true?" I asked. He didn't answer right away. "Kev, is it true?" "Marcus, did you know?" He looked at the ground. "Mom told me a few years ago. Made me swear not to say anything. She said it didn't matter because you were their father in every way that counted." I stood up, walked inside, got my keys, drove to a hotel, and checked in for the night. Didn't talk to anyone for 3 days. On day 4, I went to a CVS and bought 2 DNA test kits. The twins met me at a Starbucks. They came together, holding hands like they used to do when they were scared as kids. We sat outside. They ordered drinks they didn't touch. "I need you to take these tests," I said, putting the kits on the table. Sophie's eyes filled with tears. "Dad, I'm not mad at you. Either of you. This isn't your fault. But I need to know the truth." Emma reached across the table and took my hand. "You're our dad. No matter what some test says." "I know, baby. But I still need to know." They took the tests. We mailed them together from the post office. Results came back in 9 days. I opened the email alone in my apartment at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Probability of paternity, 0%. I stared at that number for 20 minutes. Then I forwarded the results to Diane with no message. She called immediately. I didn't answer. She texted, "Please let me explain. Please." I blocked her number. But I couldn't block the questions. If I wasn't their father, who was? I started digging. Went through old photos. Old timelines. Trying to remember when Diane and I had started dating, when we'd gotten serious, when she told me she was pregnant. We'd met in college. University of Texas. Both graduated in 2001. Started dating seriously in early 2006. By October 2006, she was pregnant. We got married in December 2006, small courthouse wedding. Because of the babies, we told everyone. We want to be married before they're born. The twins were born in May 2007. Everyone said they came early. Premature. But healthy, the doctor said. You got lucky. Except they weren't premature. They were born right on time. For a pregnancy that started in August 2006. 2 months before Diane and I had started dating. I pulled out the old photos from 2006. Found one from a 4th of July party. Diane was there. I was there. We weren't dating yet. Just friends in the same social circle. But in the background of the photo, Diane was talking to someone. Laughing. Standing close. I zoomed in. The man's face was partially obscured, but I recognized the build, the posture. I opened Facebook and started searching through Diane's old friends list. Found him. Trevor Grant. Old college boyfriend. They dated junior and senior year. Broke up right after graduation in 2001. I went to his profile. Married. 3 kids. Living in Dallas. I scrolled through his photos. Looking for anything. And then I found it. A photo from 2019. Trevor at some charity event with his family. His oldest daughter was in the photo. She was maybe 15 at the time. And she looked exactly like Sophie. Same nose. Same smile. Same everything. I took a screenshot. Opened the photo of Sophie from her junior year school portrait. Put them side by side. They could have been the same person. I sat back in my chair. Trevor Grant. Diane's college boyfriend. The twins' real father. I called Kevin. I need you to tell me everything you know. Marcus, I don't think. Kevin. Everything. Now. He sighed. Okay. But you're not going to like it. Here's what Kevin told me. Diane and Trevor had reconnected at a college reunion in summer 2006. Trevor was engaged to someone else at the time. Diane was single. They had an affair. Quick, intense, stupid. Diane got pregnant. Trevor panicked. Told her to handle it. Went back to his fiancée. Diane didn't want to raise twins alone. Didn't want the stigma of being a single mother. So she looked around for someone stable. Someone kind. Someone who would make a good father. She found me. We'd been friends. I'd had a crush on her for years. She started flirting. We started dating. 6 weeks in, she told me she was pregnant. I proposed immediately. Because that's what you did. That's what I thought was right. We got married. Had the babies. Built a life. And everyone, her parents, my parents, Trevor, everyone who knew, decided to let me believe the children were mine. Because I was a good father. Because the twins were happy. Because the lie was easier than the truth. How long have you known? I asked Kevin. Mom told me about 5 years ago. Right after your divorce. She was worried you'd find out during the custody stuff and wanted me to be prepared to support you. Support me. Her words, not mine. Who else knows? Mom, Dad. Diane's parents. Trevor, obviously. Lauren just found out last year. She overheard Diane on the phone with Trevor about child support stuff. Wait. Child support? Silence. Kevin. Trevor's been sending Diane money since the twins were born. Not much. A few hundred a month. Under the table. She told people it was from an investment account her grandmother left her. I hung up. Called my mother. She answered cheerfully. Marcus! How are the girls? Are they excited for? You knew. Silence. Mom. You knew they weren't mine, and you never said a word. Oh, Marcus. Her voice cracked. Honey, you have to understand. Understand what? That you let me raise another man's children while he paid child support behind my back? That you watched me pay for everything, do everything, be their father, and you knew the whole time I was being played? You are their father. DNA doesn't change that. DNA is the only thing that determines that, Mom. Everything else is just semantics. Those girls love you. That doesn't change the fact that everyone I trusted lied to me for 18 years. We were protecting you. No. You were protecting yourselves. You didn't want the drama, the mess. So you decided my ignorance was easier. I hung up. Blocked her number too. Then I did something I probably shouldn't have. I found Trevor Grant's phone number through a mutual friend. Called him. He answered on the third ring. Hello? Is this Trevor Grant? Yeah, who's this? Marcus Holloway. I'm married to Diane. Well, ex-married. And I'm raising your daughters. Long silence. I think you have the wrong number. I have the DNA test that says I don't. I also have photos of your oldest daughter, who looks exactly like your daughter, Sophie. So let's skip the denial part. More silence. What do you want? He said finally. I want to know if you've ever met them. I can't. Have you met them? Yes. My stomach dropped. When? Diane brought them to Dallas a few times over the years. She told them I was an old family friend. They don't know. How many times? Maybe 4 or 5. Birthdays mostly. I'd send gifts through Diane. You sent gifts? Yeah. For Christmas. Birthdays. The telescope Emma got for her 13th birthday. The one she said was from a family friend. That was you. Yeah. And the guitar Sophie got for her 15th. Also you. Yes. I was gripping the phone so hard I thought it would crack. You've been playing part-time, Dad, while I've been doing all the actual work. Look, man, I didn't ask for this. Diane and I made a mistake. I did what I could to help financially without blowing up my own family. Your family. Right. Does your wife know? Silence. Does she know you have 2 other daughters? No. And if you tell her You'll what? Sue me? Good luck. I've got nothing left to lose. I hung up. Sat in my apartment. Stared at the wall. Then I made a decision. I called the twins. Asked them to meet me for dinner. They came. Both of them. Looking nervous. We sat at a booth at their favorite Mexican restaurant. The place I'd been taking them since they were 5. I'm not mad at you, I said before we even ordered. I need you to know that first. None of this is your fault. Emma's eyes were already wet. We didn't know, Dad. We swear we didn't know. I believe you. Sophie reached across the table. Are you still our dad? That depends. They both froze. Do you want me to be? Of course we do, Emma said. You're the only father we've ever known. Even though we're not related by blood? Blood doesn't matter, Sophie said fiercely. You're the one who was there. For everything. You're our dad. I took a breath. Okay, then I need to tell you something. And it's going to be hard to hear. I told him everything. About Trevor. About the affair. About the money. About the visits they didn't remember or thought were innocent. They sat in stunned silence. Finally, Emma said, "Mom lied to us too." "Yes." "And Grandma and Grandpa knew?" "Yes." Sophie put her head in her hands. "I feel like I don't know anyone anymore." "I know the feeling." We sat there for a long time. Then Emma said, "Do we have to meet him, Trevor?" "That's up to you. Legally, I'm still your father. I'm on the birth certificates. I have custody rights. Unless you want to pursue a relationship with him, you don't have to do anything." "I don't want to," Sophie said immediately. "He's a stranger who sent presents and money." "That's not a dad." Emma nodded. "Same. You're our dad." "That's it." Something in my chest loosened slightly. "Okay. Then that's it." We ordered food, ate mostly in silence. As we were leaving, Emma hugged me in the parking lot. "I'm sorry this happened to you," she whispered. "Me too, baby. Me too." The fallout was nuclear. Diane tried to reach out dozens of times. I finally agreed to meet her once. At a coffee shop. Public place. She looks terrible. Like she hadn't slept in weeks. "I'm sorry," she said immediately. "I'm so sorry." "Why? Why am I sorry?" "No. Why did you do it? Why lie to me for 18 years? She looked down at her coffee. "I was scared. And selfish. And you were there, and you were kind, and I thought I could make it work. I thought if I just never told you, it wouldn't matter." "It mattered. I know. I know it did. But Marcus, you have to understand, I do love you. I did love you. The divorce wasn't about Trevor. It was about us growing apart. The lie about the twins was separate. The lie about the twins was the foundation. Everything we built was built on that lie. But you love them. You're their father. That part was real. Was it? Or was I just convenient? A stable guy with a good job who would step up and do the right thing." She didn't answer. "That's what I thought." I stood to leave. "Marcus, please. The girls need both of us. We have to co-parent. We have to figure this out. We'll co-parent. Because I love them, and they're my daughters. But you and me? We're done. Don't contact me unless it's about the twins." I left her sitting there. My parents tried to reconcile. I met with them once. At their house. They apologized. Said they were trying to protect everyone. "You were protecting your relationship with Diane," I said. "You were protecting the family image. You weren't protecting me." My mother cried. "We thought we were doing the right thing. Then you thought wrong." I haven't spoken to them since. Trevor tried to reach out. Sent a long email about wanting to be involved, wanting to help with college expenses. I forwarded it to my lawyer. Sent back a response. "Marcus Holloway is the legal father. All parental decisions will be made by him and Diane. You are not required or requested to be involved. Future contact will be considered harassment." He hasn't reached out since. The twins are doing okay. Emma starts at Northwestern in the fall. Sophie starts at UT. We talk every day. Have dinners twice a week. They call me Dad. And that's enough. But I'm not going to lie, some days it's not enough. Some days, I look at them and see Trevor's face in theirs and feel like a stranger. Some days, I wonder if every milestone, every moment, was tainted by the lie. Some days I'm so angry I can barely breathe. I'm in therapy now, trying to work through it. My therapist asked me, "Do you still consider yourself their father?" "Yes." "Why?" "Because they're my daughters. I raised them. I love them. I still love them. But the biological connection is gone. The biological connection was never there. But the real connection is. And that's the only one that matters." She smiled. "You've come a long way. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt." "No, it doesn't." I'm sitting in my apartment as I finish this. It's been 3 months since the party. 3 months since my life imploded. I'm 47 years old. Divorced. Estranged from my parents. Raising 2 daughters who aren't biologically mine, but who I love more than anything in this world. And I'm still figuring out how to be okay with that. Because here's the truth. Being a father isn't about DNA. It's about showing up. Every day. Even when it hurts. Even when you find out the entire foundation was a lie. The girls didn't ask for this. Neither did I. But we're in it together. And that has to be enough. If this story resonated with you, if it made you think about what makes a parent or how families handle secrets, leave me a comment. Tell me, would you have stayed in their lives? Or would you have walked away? And if you want more stories like this, check the description for one I think you'll love just as much. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.
If you like this story, do subscribe and like and do comment to let us know what type of stories you like to hear so that we can make up those. You can also share your own stories if you want them get uploaded along with your pick.